I've won 15 of my last 21 complimentary selections, football and basketball combined. 3 free picks coming your way in this Saturday video report as I head out to the Pac-10 and look at your game between USC and Arizona. Then one of my favorite money-making conferences, the Missouri Valley Conference, where I've got a preview and a pick on Evansville and Southern Illinois. And finally, your Big East battle early in the day between Connecticut and Louisville. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here. Guys, I've also got a money-saving discount coupon that'll save you $25 off any single purchase. I've got that coupon code coming up in just a moment, but first I want to talk about today's card. It is the best one that I have seen the entire season in terms of college basketball, and that's why today I've released my biggest play in 2 years. It is a 20-dime release. Now let me put this in perspective for you. First of all, you know 99% of my plays are rated between 5 and 15 dimes, and those 15-dime basketball plays, college and NBA combined the past 2 years, I've gone 21-9 with those selections. This play today is bigger than any of those winners. It's a 20-dime play just as big as the 3 20-dime releases in football I've given you already this month. In college football, the winner, of course, was Wisconsin's cover against TCU in the Rose Bowl. Then in the NFL playoffs, I just gave you one last Sunday with the Steelers over New York, and a couple of Sundays earlier with Baltimore in a blowout on the road against KC. That's how strong this play is for me going today. Yes, it is gambling, and as I always say, there are no guarantees in gambling, but this play merits this rating. That's how strong I looked at this game. I mean, look, I look at every single game on the board, and this is the game that was screaming, bet me, bet me, bet me, and it popped out right from the page. This is the one I'm going all in. As I said, there are no guarantees in gambling. I'm not telling you to mortgage the house. I'm not telling you to take money that you would use to put food on your table and put it on this game, but it's a game that I'm using as a maximum wager. As I said, my biggest play in 2 years. I'm all in on this one today. Again, no guarantees, but I love the game, and the thing that would really kill me, I've got to tell you guys, I can handle losing. I can handle losing, but after the fact, if you have a big play in a game you really love and you don't play it the way it should be, that I cannot live with myself. That is the only time I ever have any laments or regrets. So that's why I'm all in this one. And I also have a 10-dime play and a 5-dime play as well. So 3 selections, a total of 35 dimes of action coming up on today's card. Now, let me get to your first free pick, and then I'll get to that money-saving coupon. As I said, 15-6 run with free selections. The first one is Arizona minus the 7.5 points over USC. That game going at 7:30 Eastern time tonight. Now, Arizona is coming off an 85-74 win as a 7.5-point home chalk over UCLA. That game really wasn't as close as the final score indicated, as the Wildcats were actually up by 18 points in the second half. Derek Williams, another monster game for them, 22 points. He's averaging about 20 points and 8 boards a game this season. Previous to beating the Bruins, they were coming off a road win at Washington State last Saturday, 65-63, and in their 2 previous home games at the McHale Center in Pac-10 play, they took care of business, beating Arizona State by 11 and Stanford by 10. You know, this is an Arizona team that's second in the Pac-10 in scoring, averaging just about 77 points a game. Number 1 in the Pac-10 in terms of free throw percentage, capitalizing on the freebies at 75% clip from the charity stripe. Also, exceptionally good shooting team from three-point range, hitting nearly 40% of their threes this season. They're 12-0 straight up at the McHale Center. The home team has won 4 in a row in this series. USC, despite beating Arizona State in Tempe on Thursday night 63-61, has lost 17 of its last 22 conference road games. Kevin O'Neal, the one-time interim coach at Arizona, when Lute Olson was in and out of there at the helm, not exactly beloved in Tucson or by the Arizona program. So, a little added measure of revenge, in Arizona gets the winning cover here tonight. Now listen, you can save $25 off of any single purchase you make today. It's a one-time usage coupon if you use the following code when prompted in your shopping cart. It is January 29. January and the number 29, no space between them. It's today's date. How easy is that? January 29 will save you $25 off of any single purchase. And guys, you don't have to buy my play. You can use a coupon on anybody's purchase you make today. Save $25. I usually try to give these coupons out at least about once a week here. my reward to those of you that watch these reports religiously, and hopefully you're winning with the free picks as well. What the hell? 15 out of 21, right? January 29 is that coupon code to enter when prompted, and it'll save you $25. Now, your next game is going to be an 8 o'clock Eastern Time tip-off. I'm going to lay the 4 points or so with Evansville at home against Southern Illinois. Now, the Purple Aces of Evansville have won 4 of their last 5 games. Guess who the only loss came against? Yes, it's in Carbondale, FYI, that's in Illinois. It came against the Salukis, FYI, that's Southern Illinois. They lost 67-55 back on January 18th in that contest. But, Evansville's really playing well lately. This is a team, earlier this season that took care of business and had a couple of big wins under their belts. They just came off a win at Indiana State, 66-63, a game in which they trailed by 17 points at one stage, but they managed to complete the season sweep of a pretty good Sycamores team as well, one of the top 3 teams in the Missouri Valley Conference. And listen, Evansville is playing 500 ball in conference so far this year, and yet preseason they were picked to finish last in the 12-team Missouri Valley Conference. And what's really impressive about their win on the road against Indiana State is their top 2 scorers, Colt Ryan and Kenneth Harris, only combined for 6 points. They combined to average 24 per game this season, but they got a tremendous contribution from a very promising freshman, Jordan Jarr, who had 16 points and 14 rebounds. You better believe his playing time is going up. Southern Illinois lost 4 of its last 5 straight up, 5 of its last 6 straight up on the road, 5-1 against the spread its last 7. Evansville 9-2 straight up at Roberts Stadium this year, and I'll lay the points with the Purple Aces. Your final game is going to be Connecticut in a noon Eastern Time tip-off, minus the 3.5 points over Louisville. Hey, the Huskies are hot. They've won 6 in a row. They're coming off a 76-68 win at Marquette. In their last outing, last 2 home games beat Tennessee 72-61 and Villanova as well 61-59. They've covered 6 of their last 7. Louisville Wednesday night, despite taking on a West Virginia team down to 8 scholarship players and minus their leading scorer who was suspended for the contest, they found themselves down by 11 points at halftime. They needed to have a magnificent defensive surge in which they held West Virginia scoreless from the field for almost 13 minutes just to get back into the game and take the lead, and then they had to barely hold on for a 55-54 win. Their last 2 road games, they got upset last week at Providence 72-67, got hammered by 14 points, losing at Villanova. They won both of the games last year because they shot lights out from 3-point range against the Huskies, hitting 45% of their shots from the 3-point arc. However, Connecticut is really tight in the screws defensively here of late. Last 6 games, the Huskies from 3-point land have held opponents to just 28.7% shooting. They began the season allowing nearly 39% 3-point shots to fall. Kemba Walker is coming off his 2 lowest scoring games of the year, a total of just 30 points for a guy who's averaging nearly 23 a game. And yet he dished 16 assists in those games. And one of the benefactors has been freshman swingman Jeremy Lamb, who has scored 4 straight double-figure games, averaging 18 points his last 3 games. That's double of his regular season average, coming off a career-high 24 at Marquette. And Louisville's also lost one of their big guys, Deng, a concussion, head injury, suffered in the West Virginia game. He started 9 of their 19 games this year, the freshman has, averaging 6 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks a game. So that means Connecticut should be able to drive the lane and take advantage and score in the paint. So again, I'm going to go with Connecticut, Evansville, and Arizona as your freebies. That discount coupon code is January 29. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Sunday.